Right, we're back. This is it. Brand new season. It's exciting stuff. Spurs, first game of the season. Here we go. Adam, let's talk about the attack to begin with. Will we see an evolution of the possession-based game we seem to favour towards the end of last season?
I hope so, yeah. I know we've slightly changed formation to like a 4-4-1-1, 4-2-3-1 kind of thing we've seen in pre-season. But I do think we will continue in the same manner we did at the end of last year and moving towards everybody being able to pass, move, play in various positions. And I think Louis van Gaal is beginning to bring in more players that he will like. Obviously, last year we had Rafael and Valencia as our right backs. He's bringing in someone like Darmian, who's a lot more responsible in position. And is getting players, his own players in each positions on the pitch now. And once we get that, there should be no excuses. I don't think there could be any excuses if we fail to have a good season this season, to be honest.
Okay. Howson, do you agree?
Yeah, mate, I do think we're going to see a further evolution of what he's tried to do last year, because last season's pre-season we tried to do the same sort of thing where we was trying to move it through fast, we attacked with pace, and then once we got into the main season he's reverted back to something different, and as the season went on it sort of got safer and safer and safer, and we've kicked off pre-season playing the same system in every match. We've gone for it, we've moved it through the thirds really quickly, and I just hope that come Saturday that's the exact same thing we see, because I can't see why he would go back to that same sort of system without it being the system that he really wants to play.
Okay, Dave, do you think that's the right system for Manchester United, and have we recruited the right kind of players for that system?
I think both, yeah, 100%. Obviously, Memphis Depay is absolutely key to this transition, getting the ball, running at people, getting a lot of speed to our game. I think Morgan Schneiderlin's going to come in and be fantastic. We've seen a number of moments in pre-season where Schneiderlin's won the ball, he's given it to Depay or Rooney, and we're really, really quick on that transition. The goal, I think, that Depay scored against Club America, that actually came from a break from our own half. Obviously, the goal came from a poor back pass, but I think that transition is just going to be brilliant. I think Schweinsteiger as well brings that directness. He completed more forward passes than any Man United midfielder last season, despite being injured most of the year. So I think the combination of both of those, the quick transition of winning the ball, turning it over, getting it to Memphis, and then Schweinsteiger dictating. We saw two fantastic passes against PSG where he just scolds it right to the wing, and I think it's just going to be it's going to be more positive, more fluid, and it's going to be exciting.
Okay, good. Right, Adam, let's talk about those news players. Who are we most excited about seeing? Whose debut do you think is going to come?
Well, I think we'll get to see three. I'm not going to tell you which players I think will play, although you could probably guess. We've got to still pick the team, Sam. Big business this year.
Sure,
Come on.
Sure.
Come on. But obviously I'm most excited about Memphis, but I do think Darmian could turn out to be a fantastic signing. Not many of us, including myself, knew a lot about him before he joined Manchester United. But watching him on pre-season, his first game, he looked a bit unsure, a bit nervous, which is expected on your debut for one of the biggest clubs in the world. But after that, he's settled down and he's looked very good. When we've had Valencia there, I know that's not his position, and I know I've been on his back a lot over the season. He's just not a right back, and you can tell. And with Darmian there, and Luke Shaw looking fitter than ever as well, our fullback should be covered. So Darmian has been a very impressive signing. Schneiderlin, it'll be like Carrick, and Depay is going to be a world beater. Okay. Whether that's this season or not, I don't know. But
all right, go on, Dave. Give us your opinion. Who are you excited about seeing?
I think just for me, it's all about Memphis. He's looked really, really sharp in pre-season. You look at his stats from last season in the Eredivisie, scored a goal, registered an assist, or played a key pass every 32 minutes in the Eredivisie. So he makes things happen. That's about 3 times a game. It's going to be really exciting to see whether, I think he might evolve and he will go to this left wing slot. I think he's going to start as a second striker, but I do think he's better when he's got space to run into, when he's coming in from that left-hand side. So it's going to be interesting to see how Man United are going to evolve. Darmian, brilliantly defensively, but I think there's a little bit of question marks over his ability on the ball. We see his pass accuracy last season for Torino was 78%. That's a bit worrying. I mentioned on Twitter it's a little bit like Kieran Trippier, who's moved to Tottenham. He's pretty rubbish on the ball. Darmian's just got to evolve. I think he will evolve, but obviously Van Gaal's the best man to teach him how to play football in the way, get the possession down, and it's going to be interesting. Schneiderlin as well, fantastic signing.
Okay, go on, Mr. Howson.
I'm not going to be the combo breaker. It's going to be the full house. Memphis is the one that I am excited about seeing. He's got that air of expectation about him. He seems to have that confidence/arrogance when he's on the ball, where you expect something's going to happen. He enters the final third on the ball, and you think key pass or shot is happening every single time he gets into there. You don't think he's going to get into a key position and then Tony Valencia it back to the defence. I don't think he's even thought about that once since he's been at United. It's all about pulling the trigger. He's very direct, he's very fast, and he's got ability. I think coming to a club like United is going to push him on to the next level, and I can't wait to see him sign for Real Madrid for 150 million in 5 years.
It's happening, isn't it?
Right, let's talk about... Spurs. That's who we're playing. First game of the season. Howson, sticking with you. What is your starting 11?
My starting 11 versus Spurs, I'm going for the Spanish fella in net because I don't think he'll be here come September, but I actually think that we can't show our hand to Real Madrid that we're done with him so far. So I think he starts. I don't think Van Gaal's going to pick this team, in all honesty, but here's what I would like to see. Jones and Smalling as the two centre-half partners. I'm going for Shaw on the left and Darmian on the right. Two holding midfielders of Carrick and Schneidlin. Very similar players, but I think it's going to be Schweinsteiger or Carrick, and I've gone for Carrick in this instance. I've gone for Herrera in the sort of number 10 sort of role, with Mata on the right and Memphis on the left. And I know that Van Gaal's not going to do that. He is going to play him central, and he's probably going to play Young on the left, but that's not what I want to see. And there's not really many other options up front, and that's Rooney.
Herrera, man, he needs to start, doesn't he?
That's why I put him in there. That's why I put him in.
He does, yeah. I'd say definitely Herrera needs to start, but I don't think he's going to play. My team, David De Gea in goal. I think, like Howson said, he's going to be at United till September at least. Darmian right back obviously showed brilliant defensive ability so far. I've gone with Smalling and Blind. I thought Jones was a little bit dodgy against PSG, and I think it's going to be Daley Blind at this left centre half slot. I'm pretty worried about this. I just think he's not a centre half. He lacks a lot of things that you need for a centre half. One of the biggest things I worry about is holding his position in the back four. I think he goes to the ball a little bit too quickly. There was a goal against Barcelona that they scored where he was caught at the edge of the area. And then against PSG, the second goal again, he was caught out rushing on Lucas Moura to try and win the ball back quickly. And it just left, a 3v3 at the back. And it's pretty dangerous if those types of things happen. Midfield, we're going to go for Mata, Schweinsteiger, Schneidlin, Young, with Depay. Not sure how this is going to work in terms of who's going to be sitting, who's going to be holding. There's sort of a 4-3-3 and then Rooney up top. One Mata though, extra 10 points he won Man United last season, more than any other Man United player, so I think he's going to have a big impact.
Go on then, Adam, give us your opinions.
I like them teams. Like I said before though, Ander Herrera needs to start for me. And I would be interested to see how... I know Louis van Gaal wants to play Memphis kind of up top with Wayne Rooney, but the swap around that Howson did with Mata, bring Mata in centrally somewhere where he thrives, where he loves to play. Memphis can play out wide. I'd like to see that tried at times, but I do think with this kind of players that we've got up there, Mata, Memphis, and whether it's Ashley Young or Pereira or whoever else out on the left wing, they can be fluid and they can move around. So I look forward to that. But we need to get Herrera in this team for me. On tour, whenever we had Carrick, Schneidlin, Carrick, Schweinsteiger, it's too samey in it. It's too side to side. We need someone who's going to make us that 5-10 yard progression up the field, and I think Ander Herrera's that man. But yeah, disappointing to not see him start.
Okay, right. Let's talk about Spurs. First game of the season. 3 points, massively important. Who will do the damage for them if they beat us at Old Trafford? Anyone other than Harry Kane?
Christian Eriksen.
Yeah. I think they
Christian Eriksen's class. Christian Eriksen's absolutely class. You can't overlook Kane. If he starts the way he set himself up last season, then he's going to be an absolute threat for us. But they've got other good players all over the pitch as well. They've got Dyer, who I think is really underrated. I like Danny Rose as well. There's some really key players that if they was in top four, they would be coveted the world over. They've certainly got players that are better than like some of the likes of Arsenal players, for instance.
If they were in top four, they'd be sold probably, but...
Probably.
Yeah, I think it's all about Harry Kane, isn't it? If he sits on Daley Blind, we're going to have a bit of an issue there. Obviously, if the ball goes wide and it's Kane versus Blind, there's only one winner there. Obviously, 21 goals in the Premier League last season. Only Aguero scored more. I think Eriksen, again, we've got to get close to him. He scored more goals from outside the area than any Premier League player, so we've got to shut him down early doors. I think Spurs are missing both Ryan Mason and Bentaleb, two players that I thought were pretty decent last season. So it'll be interesting to see who comes in. Is it going to be Eric Dyer? Is it going to be the young lad Ali, I think he's called? So, it's going to be interesting to see what Spurs team plays this United team.
It is, yeah, because against PSG as well, both goals were through a defensive breakdown at the back. And then you look at Zlatan Ibrahimovic for his goal, he was pretty much standing in 10 yards of space. If we give Harry Kane that kind of treatment, and of course Christian Eriksen popping up on the edge of the box, that same kind of space, then we're going to be in trouble. We really do need to sort out that. And I like Daley Blind, but he's just not a centre half for me. And for us to be going into the season with Daley Blind there, I know what's going on with Ramos De Gea situation, but it's just not good to have for me.
No, okay, right. Let's wrap this up. First preview almost done. Stephen, score prediction, go.
God damn, I'm gonna say 2-1 United.
Take that. Squawker Dave.
Well, last year I started the form streak. I think it was 5 wins when I called a Spurs win. I'm not going to do that this time. I think it's going to be 3-0 United. I think they're lacking in central midfield. I think it's going to be interesting to see whether their 2 centre halves, Alderweireld and Vertonghen, start well together. So yeah, United 3-0.
Okay, Adam.
I was going to say 2-1, but I'm going to say 2-0 United. I think we'll win. I do think we'll concede, so I don't know why I've said 2-1 or 2-0, but yeah, 2-0 United.
Right. I've got another prediction for you.
Go on.
Every single goal that we concede, people are going to say that De Gea's
not
head's
focused.
gone.
Yeah, head focused, head's gone. Yeah. I'll say 3-1, keep it interesting. Let us know what you guys think. Get in the comments below. Talk about the attack, new signings. Who do you want to see making their debut? What do you make about David De Gea, etc.? Get it all in below. We'll read it and it'll be fun. Right, see you next week. And Adam and I are about to do team picks, so watch that as well. Laters.